The story begins with news reports about a dangerous virus spreading rapidly across the world in the near future. Within a short time, it wipes out a large part of the population. The virus turns people into violent, mindless beings, and there is no known cure. Soon, scientists claim that children under 18 are the real carriers of the virus, and society starts blaming kids for the outbreak. False information spreads quickly, and the world collapses into a dystopian state. Then, we hear the voice of a girl named Mary, who explains that the virus first infected adults. Many of them were ended. Later, when symptoms appeared in some children, authorities began placing all kids in camps to monitor them. But it was later discovered that only about 1% of children were actually infected. Still, the adults grew to hate the children, blaming them for the disaster. They took away their freedom and kept them in harsh camps where they were treated cruelly and without care. Some children escaped the camps, but many did not survive trying. Escaping the country is the real goal. The film doesn't give a place, but it looks like a remote ranch in the USA. Mary has already run away from a camp and wants to leave the area by bus, but only adults and their registered children are allowed. Orphans must stay unless they have ID or an adult with them. Because the camps are guarded by the military, Mary hides and meets another child, Jeffy. He says leaving is impossible, but Mary insists. A soldier spots Mary and she runs. Jeffy helps. He gives her a bicycle, takes her to his hideout, and feeds her. Jeffy is friendly and tries to keep Mary safe. A short time later, Jeffy's other friends arrive. They live in an abandoned pool. Ben, the oldest, Vicky, Seth, and Crystal. When they see Mary, Seth grabs her bag. They fear she might expose their hideout Seth, and the others find a map and realize Mary wants to cross the border because she believes children are safer outside. Ben says the border is heavily guarded. Mary says a camp friend told her about a tunnel that could get them out, but the group is unsure. They hear on the radio that children were spotted nearby, so their shelter is at risk. They quickly leave in a van with Mary joining them. If they were caught, they'd be sent back to the camps, a fate as bad as imprisonment. Ben decides they'll try to cross the border using the tunnel Mary mentioned, heading south. During the trip, Mary falls asleep and dreams of her tragic past, when she and her little sister tried to escape a camp, but her sister didn't survive. In this broken world, the orphans only have each other, with no one else to rely on. They welcome Mary into their group. Later, they stop at a gas station to steal food. Ben distracts a female clerk while Vicky sneaks supplies, but another worker spots her. Outside, Mary waits with Seth and Crystal. It's Mary's first time doing something like this, and Seth shows her a gun, saying they have a backup plan if things go wrong. While Seth and Crystal share a quiet moment, Mary senses trouble and rushes inside. She's right. Ben is fighting with the clerk, and the woman is calling the authorities. Mary points a gun and tells her to stop, but when she refuses, Mary fires a shot. In the chaos, Ben is also hit, and the group flees the scene before soldiers arrive. Things spiral out of control, and the group is forced to run again. Ben is badly injured and needs medical help, but going to a hospital would get them caught. Their van soon breaks down, leaving everyone panicked. Vicky blames Mary for everything, but Seth notices a big house nearby and calms the group, suggesting they check it out for food or shelter. Believing it's abandoned, they head there. As they approach, an alarm suddenly goes off, scaring them. But it soon stops when a woman opens the door. Her name is Clara. She asks why they're there and tells them they shouldn't be on her property. Vicky pleads for help, saying their friend was shot. Clara agrees to look, revealing she's a nurse, but warns them her husband is a police officer who works night shifts. She offers to treat Ben, but insists they must leave before her husband returns. They had no choice, so they accepted Clara's help. Clara, polite and caring, treated Ben and brought them cookies and milk. The teens, desperate for a car they'd seen in a photo, planned to steal Clara's vehicle but couldn't find the keys. Hungry, they quickly ate the cookies Clara offered. They try to force Clara to give them her car, but Clara is frightened. She reminds them she helped them. Vicky pulls a gun. Mary stops her, saying they can't hurt someone who saved them. Suddenly, one by one, the kids fall unconscious. Clara is not what she seemed. When Ben, Vicky, Crystal, and Jeffy wake up, they find themselves locked in the attic and the exits sealed tightly. They realize Clara drugged them and had planned everything in advance. The group only tried to steal the car after they had already been drugged. Mary and Seth were not with the others at that moment. Instead, the story shows Seth locked alone in a cell without clothes, implying he was captured separately. Clara's true motives remain unknown. Mary wakes up in a bedroom. It turns out to be Clara's daughter's room. When Mary tries to leave, Clara returns. While Mary was unconscious, Clara pierced her ears and made her wear her dead daughter's studs, saying her husband brought them for their daughter. Clara speaks politely, but Mary is confused and cries. Mary apologizes, saying they shouldn't have planned to take her car. Clara doesn't explain much about her past. Instead, she tells Mary she saw the map in Mary's bag and knows about the tunnel. Clara warns that Border Patrol closed the route a week ago and the police are looking for them. She tells Mary she must stay. Meanwhile, the film shows Seth in a different place. Water is being poured on him and he calls for help. But no one comes. Something attacks him. We see a pile of clothes, proving Clara has harmed people before. The kids in the attic stay silent from fear. A detective named Fitz arrives looking for them because their van was found nearby. Clara acts innocent and lets Fitz search, but Jeffy makes noise in the attic. Clara creates a scene to distract Fitz, who leaves without searching further. After Fitz leaves, Clara comes into the attic angrily with a gun. Ben and the others beg for mercy and say it was a mistake. Clara forces them to remove their clothes and wear patient gowns Vicky refuses, and Clara threatens her, then asks where Seth is, saying he will soon join them. That night, Clara cooks while Mary stays with her. Clara asks if Mary trusts her. Mary says no. Clara treats Mary like her lost daughter, but is cruel to the others. Mary hides a sharp object, but Clara finds it, makes her hand it over, then offers Mary sweets. A kind of dangerous kindness. When Mary asked Clara about her husband, Clara replied that he was out there trying to save the world. Then Clara took Mary to a room, clearly happy to have her there. When Mary asked about her friends, wondering if they were in the house too, Clara said no. That made Mary think her friends might have already left her behind. The next morning, Ben and the others were planning to escape. Jeff suggested that if they set a fire, maybe they'd be forced out. But they knew it wasn't possible. While Clara took Mary outside for a while, Jeff noticed one wall inside the room looked weak. When they broke it, they found a way into the deeper part of the house. Jeff was too scared to go in, so Vicky decided to do it herself. At that moment, Ben saw Mary walking with Clara toward the greenhouse. Mary got a chance to grab a shovel and almost struck Clara. But Clara started crying, talking about her daughter's passing. Hearing that, Mary felt sorry for her and realized Clara saw her as a replacement for her lost child. Then, Clara suddenly got angry and began destroying her plants. Watching her like that, Mary grew terrified. It was clear that losing her husband and daughter had broken Clara's mind, and staying with her was no longer safe. Vicky followed the hidden path and entered one of the rooms, where she found a matchbox but left it, thinking it was too risky. In another room, she discovered a knife and kept it. Meanwhile, Ben saw Clara returning with Mary. Crystal warned Mary through sign language to stall Clara. Though the windows were sealed, Mary noticed and pretended to trip, but Clara grew suspicious. Back inside, Clara locked Mary in her room and went to the attic with her gun, demanding to know their plan. Crystal tearfully asked about Seth, and, despite everyone's warnings, followed Clara when she offered to take her to him. Clara led her to the same cellar as Seth, and something horrible happened there. That night, Vicky makes a plan. She tells her friends, "I'll enter the house again through that same path, set the greenhouse on fire to distract Clara, and then we'll escape from the house." She gave Jeff the knife for protection. Later, Vicky quietly went downstairs, stole the keys from a sleeping Clara, and unlocked the door. But before she could light the greenhouse, Clara appeared and dragged her back inside. Clara pointed her gun at them, demanding to know how they got outside, but no one confessed. She brought Mary in, saying the group had tried to escape but refused to explain how they reached the basement, adding that they would tell her the truth. Terrified, Mary listened as Clara handed her a shock collar and ordered her to put it on Jeff. When he still refused to talk, Vicky revealed the hole in the wall to protect him, then took the collar herself. Clara forced Mary to shock her, and when she hesitated, Clara pressed the button, causing Vicky great pain. Everyone felt awful, but Clara seemed to enjoy it. Later at dinner, Mary asked why she was doing this, which made Clara furious. It was clear she wanted total control over Mary. That night, Mary unlocked her door using a pin and saw Clara standing by a wall, whispering to herself. Instead of panicking, Mary searched the kitchen and found sedatives, which she hid for later. The next morning, Clara told Mary she had disappointed her and would now join the other children in the attic, terrifying Mary even more. When Clara went to get sugar for tea, Mary secretly mixed sedatives into her cup. As Clara drank, she claimed her husband visited her every night. Mary knew no one had been there and realized Clara was only talking to herself. Her mind was gone. Clara said Hank wanted her to give Mary another chance, that she couldn't save her real daughter, but would try to be a good mother to her. Soon the drug took effect, and Clara passed out. Mary grabbed the keys, ran to the barn, and took the car to rescue her friends. But Clara woke up and caught them. This time, she didn't forgive Mary. She dragged her to the same cellar where Seth and Crystal had been sent. Crying didn't help. Clara ordered her to undress before she could harm Mary. Detective Fitz arrived, investigating the missing children after finding clues pointing to Clara. Acting innocent, Clara said one child was injured and she'd only tried to help, but stayed silent out of fear. Fitz almost believed her, but felt uneasy. Checking the greenhouse, he found Seth's damaged remains in a trash bin, confirming the danger. Meanwhile, Clara forced Mary into the cellar, where she saw an infected man leaning over Crystal's body. It was Hank, Clara's husband. To keep him alive, Clara had been using the children's food for him. Terrified, Mary backed away, and before Hank could attack, he noticed the earrings in her ears, the same ones that belonged to his daughter. To distract Hank, Mary handed him the earrings. While his attention shifted, she spotted a tub nearby and bravely climbed over it to escape. Meanwhile, Clara went upstairs with her gun. But this time, Jeff was ready. As soon as she entered, he attacked her in the stomach. The group rushed downstairs and found Mary covered in red stain. She urged them to leave immediately. Just then, Detective Fitz arrived, but before he could help, they heard screams. Hank had escaped from the basement and grabbed Vicky. He bit her hand. Fitz broke down the door and shot Hank, but before he could save anyone, Clara shot him from behind, killing him. Seeing her husband, Clara went into shock, and Mary seized the moment, striking her neck with a weapon, ending her life. The group ran to the car, but it wouldn't start. As Jeff tried to fix it, Hank, still alive, attacked again, biting Jeff and then Ben. Vicky ran back inside, grabbed the gun, and shot Hank, this time making sure it was truly over. They rushed to Ben's side, but it was too late. He didn't make it. Everyone broke down in grief. Then Vicky noticed she was beginning to turn into one of the infected. Not wanting to harm anyone, she ended her own life. Jeff had lost his entire family in just a few days, and for Mary, they had become her family too. Knowing he would soon turn as well, Jeff begged Mary to end his life, but she couldn't do it. Instead, she helped him escape so they could try to cross the border together, though what awaited them beyond was uncertain. And with that, the film comes to an end.